Hello, I'm Caressa Mathrell. Welcome to the Debate Channel. This evening we have two historians debating about the Mongols' legacy. Were they driven conquerors or mass murderers? Good or bad? Intellectual or just plain evil? Arguing that the Mongols are good, Flair Coley, and the bad side, Kiz Lenity. Who do you think will win the debate?
Good evening, Caressa. From analyzing the 10 documents, I can obviously see that the Mongols were just driven conquerors and not mass murderers.
I strongly object your opinion, Flair. The Mongols were psychotic killers whose sole ideas revolved around the destruction of others and the unnecessary slaughters of innocents.
Now, what do you both think about document number 4 after close analysis?
After looking at document 4, I can state in fact that the Mongols were cold-hearted killers that murdered millions and would leave the heads of their victims piled high out in a field. You heard me, a field. They left nothing intact and annihilated everything from small pets to the greatest buildings. The most disturbing of the facts stated is that they separated the heads of men from the heads of women and children. An inhumane act. How is that for malicious?
And now, Flair.
This document does not shed a very accurate light on the legacy of the Mongols. First, they were not always at war. And second, the people who were fighting did not make the decisions to wipe out cities and such. They had a leader, Genghis Khan. Also, the Mongols were driven conquerors that were also very skilled in other masters and subjects.
I'm sorry, Flair, but the information you have given is not from document 4, even though it is in the documents we received. Now, let's go to document number 2. Flair, you may begin.
The Mongols had an organized and loyal army. They were organized because they were structured. For example, they had one man that was captain of 10, and then one man that was captain of 100, and then 1,000, and so on. They were also loyal, and they demonstrated this quality by leaving no man behind. If they abandoned the army, they faced serious consequences.
You may go now, Kiz.
Sure, their army was structured, but the consequences of one man's mistakes affected the rest of the army. If one man abandoned his group of 10, then the whole group of 10 would die, and even worse, if they all ran away, then every group of 10 that they were in charge of would die. This is too strict of a consequence when the people that would receive the punishment were not the ones that committed the crime in the first place.
Well, this is a riveting debate, ladies, but now let's take time for a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hey Mongols, get your yurts from Yolana's Yurts. You'll have the sturdiest and most beautiful yurt for your family. Call 443-799-2921 for more information. 443-799-2921. Get your yurts from Yolana's Yurts.
Welcome back to the Debate Channel. We last left off with Flair and Kiz's opinions on document 2. What were both of your analysis of document 1? Kiz, you may begin.
This document obviously shows that the Mongols conquered 4,860,000 square miles of land. Imagine how many people died when they were conquering all of that land. Evidence from other documents shows that the Mongols conquered all of that land through slaughtering innocent people and by using cruel battle tactics.
From my document analysis, I can see that the Mongols obviously conquered much of Asia and some of Europe. However, the other documents I have analyzed have shown that the Mongols conquered that land by using smart battle tactics, Kiz, and their structured army.
It is interesting that both of you have such different interpretations of a document that lean on neither the good or the bad side. Moving on, what has document 6 proven about the Mongols' legacy? Flair, you may begin.
The Mongol Empire made important improvements to cultural diversity, political institutions, and economic development. They constructed canals to advance in communication and transportation. Many industries thrived and tax-free zones along the caravan route boomed. The Mongols' support of diversification and economic improvements helped the empire greatly and improved it in a good way.
This great advancement in the empire is not worth the destruction it caused. The disastrous cost cannot be forgotten, and the Pax Mongolica was one of the main causes. Before the Pax Mongolica could take effect, many lands needed to be conquered. The peace and advancements that came were not worth the deaths that were taken. About 6 million or so died.
Now, let's discuss a harder document. Document number 8. Kiz, let's start with you.
Sure, the posting stations did some good for the empire, but the document also stated that having many lavishly furnished posting stations was highly expensive. The money that was put towards posting stations could have been put towards advances in technology, education, and science.
Kiz has a good point. However, the positives of the posting stations outweigh the one negative point. They were beneficial because news was spread easily throughout an empire and practiced efficiency by having the horses ready for messengers that needed to travel fast.
Yes, there are definitely some documents that can prove bad and good about the Mongols' legacy. We have time for one more document, document 10. Flair, let's hear from you first.
Thank you, Caressa. There are many positive examples of the Mongols' legacy shown on document 10. For instance, in the section on hospitality, the Mongols welcome guests to their home with open arms. They share their food and home with these guests. Also, even when they are short on food, they remain positive and sing songs together. Another example is that adultery was a punishable crime. If someone committed adultery, they would be executed no matter what. If the Mongols captured a married woman, they would respect the vow that she made to her husband.
Document 10 also has its fair share of negative aspects of the Mongols' legacy. While they might respect a married woman that they captured, if a Mongol man wanted to be with a married woman, he would kill her husband. How does that respect the sacred vow of marriage? Also, polygamy was legal, and a man could have as many wives as he wanted. He could even marry his father's wives after his father died. A man was also allowed to marry his sister as long as they were related by their father. Now that's very disturbing, not just a little bit.
Well, this has been very exciting, but now it's time for the people to choose who won.